Yo, I got a good video here for you today. Friends always ask me, especially after the Super Bowl, what is the NFL Combine, Keeks? What happens? Why do they do it? And what's the process? So, I thought I'd take it upon myself to help my fellow UK NFL fans and anyone else who's interested who doesn't quite know what the NFL Combine is and why it runs, how it runs. So, what is the NFL Combine? I hear you ask. The NFL Combine is a series of athletic tests and mental tests to test the state of the athlete prior to their biggest job interview of their life, which will be the NFL draft. Now, this is an opportunity for coaches, team GMs, and team scouts, and owners, some, to get a up-close personal look and possibly conversation with some of the top talents and top prospects coming out of college football. Now, in college football, there was only 321 participants invited to this year's 2024 NFL Combine. And out of that makeup, it would have been majority senior players that were now eligible because they finished their studies, and a couple of underclassmen that would have been top talents. Maybe they've done 2 years and exceeded expectations and had an early declare for the NFL draft. Alongside those series of tests, you'll also receive a physical evaluation. They want to know all your measurements from your weight, your height, the width of your arm span. They go into detail. So the combine tests are as follows. You have your 40-yard dash to test how quick you are. Speed kills. You hear that in the NFL all the time. So its application is in every position. You have your bench press. They want to see how strong you are and for how long. Strength endurance is also very important. You have your broad jump and your vert jump to see how high, how far you can jump. Alongside this, you have your shuttle drills or shuttle cone drills, and you have a 3-cone drill. These are 2 tests just to see your agility and how fast you can change direction. After the individual combine testing drills, all athlete participants in the combine will also be expected to take part in positional drills. These positional drills should be a little bit closer to home for a lot of the athletes because it's showcasing how they move around on the field. Of course, for each position, some of the workouts are going to be different, but there are a lot of similarities as well. Quarterbacks, of course, are going to be expected to throw the ball, show touch, show accuracy, decision-making. Running backs are going to be expected to not only run, but also catch. The modern running back also catches too. Show their agility, their decision-making, reading, reacting. Defensive, offensive linemen are going to have to showcase their burst, their explosiveness, their lateral quickness. Wide receivers are going to have to showcase their ability to run routes. How fast and quick are you in and out of your breaks? How much have you been working on your craft? Do you catch the ball with your hands? Do you catch the ball with your body? Of course, these are now being scrutinized by coaches, GMs, scouts. They want a closer look to how much you've worked on your craft and how well have you worked on your technique to also boost up those individual test scores. Because at the end of the day, good test scores, good positional drills, that can push your draft stock up. That means more money. Of course, all of these combine athletes are trying to get the best contract they can get as a rookie. But let me not delve into rookie contracts. Positional drills, they're important. They do a lot of them. These tests are to test all of the athletes' cognitive responses and their problem solving. I mean, they've seen how much of an athlete you are, how ready you are, maybe for the physical aspect of the game, but they also want to see what's in between the ears. What do you think like? How do you process information? And how quickly can you do that? This is a job interview, as I said earlier, at the end of the day. So all these employers are interested in those aspects as well as the physical aspects. And what's particularly interesting about the interviewing process for players at the NFL Combine is Each franchise can only pick 60 players max to interview. Each of these interviews are only 15 minutes long. There is just over 300 players at each combine. So not every player at the combine is going to get a chance to speak with every team. That's also why it's so important for these players in this process to give the best test scores and results they can, as they may be one of those players that somebody was interested in, they didn't get a chance to interview. All they have to rely on is your tape and how fast you moved at the combine. They never got to meet you face to face. That it's literally sometimes small margins like that which stops a player getting picked in the first, second, third round. And with each round, actually, let me not get into that. That's draft talk. We're talking about combine. So where do they do it? They host the NFL Combine with the Indianapolis Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium. 2024 is actually its 38th consecutive year hosting the NFL Combine. It's not important to you, but it was important to me. I did look it up to see if it's always been there. The answer is no. They have held the NFL Combine with different teams previous. For any nerd like me, 82, 83, it was with the Tampa Bay Bucks. 84, it went to New Orleans. 85, it went to Arizona. 86, it went to New Orleans. And then from 1987 up until now, it was back home, Lucas Oil Stadium with the Indianapolis Colts. And of course, lastly, when is it? The NFL Combine is always after the Super Bowl, but before the NFL Draft. Of course, they need to be able to get those measurements to be able to make a full informed decision by the time they get to the draft. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say the NFL Combine is even an exact science. There's plenty of stories of players that didn't go to their combine, they weren't even invited, were a free agent, or they just got drafted late, or there's plenty of, anomalies, X, Y's, and Z's, reasons why. However, the combine is a safe basis to evaluate the top collegiate talent. However, I would not agree that applies to all talent that ends up in the NFL. So there you have it. That's the NFL Combine in a nutshell. I hope you know more about the NFL Combine than when you started this video. If you've made it this long, give me a like, drop us a comment, let me know your thoughts on the video. I really appreciate it. And other than that, happy NFL Combine 2024. Looking forward to the NFL Draft in a couple weeks. Two of my favorite sporting events in the sports calendar. And I hope you can appreciate it now a little bit more too.